Hey everyone, D-Dub Squizzy here. Welcome back to Neverwinter Nights. We're finally in the actual Neverwinter Wood proper. So this is the first part of it. It's just a druid camp with some wild animals and some druids. Plus these weird ruins that have some loot, but other than that, there's nothing significant. They're kind of stretched along the entire southern border of this area. For some reason, the wild animals in this area are not hostile. That's supposed to be because it's a druid area. But the whole point of the Spirit of the Wood thing is that all the animals are hostile, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense. I kill them anyway, though. Because, you know, XP. It's a harsh taskmaster. Alright, so there's the bridge that leads on into the uncontrolled portions of the Neverwinter Wood, but you can't go there until you speak with Awil, the Archdruid here. Both that dwarf and said Archdruid are invincible, so don't even try it. Every other druid in this place you can kill if you want to, but those two will not die.
Let the earth take you!
Alright, so here is the actual druid camp portion. Most of these guys have nothing important to say to you unless you're a druid. There's a woman who holds the challenge fights, but again, you have to be a druid to participate. And I've never actually played through with a druid, so I don't really know what they entail, to be honest with you. Probably should have learned that for a walkthrough, but I don't know if I'll ever actually play a druid. They're just not strong enough to survive.
Let the earth take you!
Although knowing what I do about this game, I could probably figure something out. It'd just be annoying. And the thing that would really make me not want to do it, on fun. I play games for fun. Once they stop being fun, I usually stop playing them.
Hello there.
Okay, so now I've been given the quest to find out, and if possible, fix whatever has happened to the Spirit of the Wood.
Let the earth take
There
you!
are two large areas of forest between me and said spirit. Within those two areas of forest, there are 3 minor dungeons that I'll be going through. Because the other quest that he gave me is find...
Taste of my wrath!
what's it called? Missing druids, who went in to investigate and did not come back. One is in each of those 3 dungeons. One of them is like a dryad's house built into a tree and the surrounding underground of it. One of them is a spider and ettercap cave. And then one is the witch Satara's home, which she's the one with the one of the gems that Eliath Crawl Nobler wants. Alright, so here is Wyvern. Wyvern is one of the people with the bounty on his head.
Please.
So he wants your help. You just follow him, he'll spring a trap with a couple of animals, like a bear and a wolf, I think it is. Yeah. Kill the animals first, that way you get the XP. If you beat him down first, I think they'll both escape or something like that. He usually surrenders once you get him down to low enough health. Yeah. I always kill him anyway, just like I do to all of these bounty people. I do think it's stupid they can get shots off like that. Belt of inertial barrier. That'd be pretty nice if you weren't vulnerable to pierce when you were wearing it. Alright, so that is another bounty taken care of. That only leaves 2 more. And the last one can only be accessed after you get the original 4. So really, this umbrella-like fetch quest type thing, it's just hunting down 4 people with a little conclusion dungeon fight. Did I get all the berries? Yeah, I got all the fen berries. Those gates are a type of door that you pretty much never see elsewhere. Alright, now everyone is hostile. So there's a dryad right there. If you don't feel like fighting her, you can attack the tree. That's her tree. Attacking it hurts her. Or you can just attack her. As you can see, attacking her harms the tree as well. Alright, so she surrendered. Normally I would kill her, but she's under the influence of a thing, and like, I'm not an evil guy. And even though this is a walkthrough, I don't know, I always feel bad killing her anyway. So she'll run off to get away from the tree and whatever's driving her to insane rage. There's a number of dire bears around these woods as well, just like sitting in minor locations. The rest is mostly just dire boars and deer. Which, frankly, a single archdruid should be able to handle whether he can charm them or not. Like, I get that you don't want to be slaughtering animals, right? But that's exactly what I'm doing, so what's the difference? You don't want to kill all the animals, so instead you hire someone to do it for you. I fail to see the logic there. Don't worry about that headstone. It's not a part of any quest. If it has a bearing on this world, I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's just a little Easter egg thing. And I've never been able to figure it out.
Taste of my wrath! Yeah. Here it is!
Okay, there is the Dryad's home. Or Nymph's home, actually. She's not a Dryad, she's a Nymph. The difference is, while both are nature spirits of one kind or another, they're both fae, Dryads are connected to a tree, and I don't believe Nymphs are. As well, Nymphs are less good overall, I think. They're not particularly evil. There are a few minor differences. For all intents and purposes, they're usually pretty much the same type of thing that you would encounter. But nymphs, usually you gotta be more worried about. Holy cow, they hit hard. Yeah, I'm not clicking through all those. So we'll go in that in a little bit. I want to finish clearing out this area first.
taste of my wrath.
Fortunately for me, I guess it doesn't really matter that much. But the AI on dire bears is kind of stupid. There's the way to the deeper part of the wood. And so, even when they should be attacking you, they usually just kind of look at you and don't do anything, like these ones are doing right now. And like one will run over and take a swing, and then nothing more. I'm not sure why that is. Oh, well, there they go. Sometimes they go into attack position, I'll give them that. It's pretty rare, though. Alright, and that is the Spider Cave, which are the 2 dungeons I'll be taking care of this episode. Both of these episodes should be relatively shorter ones, I'm thinking. This one and the next one. Because this area can be kind of a slog. There's 3 of these small dungeons that aren't really that exciting to go through, but they have stuff that's important and lots of loot and experience wrapped up in them, so you gotta go through them anyway. I do like that these games give you experience even when an enemy that you're fighting surrenders. It takes away your motivation to always kill everything you fight without hesitation. Because I can tell you, while sometimes you want to actually play the role of a good guy in these games, it's almost always on the table for me to just drop the act and kill something for the XP, if the game won't give it to me. Is that deer all that's left? Did that deer just make a will save? It did. That thing rolled an 18. How does it have +1 to its will save? That would mean it has at least like a 12 charisma. Or not charisma, wisdom. It's a deer. Alright, well I'm gonna get some rest here then. So, these dungeons aren't super long, but I'd rather my stuff doesn't wear off in the middle of them, so I'll rest before each one. The spider ones I'll also have to throw down a freedom spell to keep the ettercaps from holding me. Basically, well, I don't actually know what encounters they're going to throw at me down here, because I'm higher level than I usually am by the time I get here. I still don't know how that happened, but anyway. Normally, it's sword spiders and dire spiders for the most part, with an occasional wraith or phase spider mixed in. And then, like, an ettercap every single encounter. Ettercaps will throw a few, like, ranged touches at you to try and hold you. Then they'll start casting webs, so that even if you get out of it and make your reflex save, you're still slowed. But everything they can do to you can be countered just with a freedom spell. Freedom doesn't last as long as the rest of this, though, so I'll try to cast it when I know it's actually necessary. Okay, it's necessary. Let's go. Oh wow, they don't have a lot of hit points. I thought they were tougher than that. Each one of them also has a silk gland that I feel I have to take. Alright, just a lot of dire spiders. Those things I do have to focus and kill, because they can poison me still. Weird thing about wraith spiders, if you ever encounter any, down here or anywhere else in the game, they're pretty much the only type of spider that I ever encounter that actually drops stuff. And they drop random loot seemingly every time I kill them. So if you ever do kill them down here, because sometimes I find them down here, if you ever do kill any, always be sure to stick around till they're actually dead so you can get their loot. It's kind of just a random thing, but I always found it odd. What's the rating on these? I wonder if they're actually stronger than that bloated one, the bloated ones that we killed in the first chapter. Okay, so once you reach this point in the caves, you'll see there's two paths. Both will lead to the same area. So whichever one you go down, just come up the other one, and you'll have cleared out the entire caves if you're a little thorough about it. They both lead to the feeding chamber, where the queen spider lives. The queen spider is like 7 dire spiders wrapped into one. It's got, like, basic magic capabilities. There's some phase spiders over there. It's pretty tough. It's actually very tough. I mean, it has a stone skin when you encounter it, I believe. And it's also got, like, 300 hit points, probably, I'd say. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but it's got a lot, however many it has. It's more than just a few. It's a very durable creature. And it hits as hard as dire spiders, maybe a little harder. Plus, it can do that to you. Not bad. Do I actually have... I still have antidote on me, don't I? Neutralize poison, is it? Do I not? Did I get rid of that spell? Yeah, neutralize... Yeah, I did. Dang it. Well, I guess I actually made most of that stuff. I don't carry around potions of antidote. Because I'm a genius that way. Okay. Oh, I have a neutralized poison scroll. There we go. If I don't do that, I gotta drop a lesser restoration and a healing kit on myself to get rid of the poison, and then its ability drain. See, the annoying thing about poison versus disease is disease takes until you make your next fortitude save to try and survive it before it actually does anything detrimental to you. Poison immediately applies a basic version of its effects, and then over time applies them worse if you don't make your saves. Alright, we can see the feeding chamber on the map. That's where the druid who's in this cave is being held. More phase spiders over there. I wonder why they spawn on that side of the map. Getting a lot of magical ammunition. Alright, so we have just another basic enemy group hanging out. There's the queen spider. With a very high damage rating, there go its protections. I should be able to end the fight very quickly, however. With this, assuming I can... Oh yeah, it'll also try to hold you. Gotcha. 250 hit points. That's how much this thing's got. Now it's dead. That was a horrible sound. Was that the Ettercap's attack noise? I think it was. That was awful. I rarely hear them attack, because I can usually kill them before they actually get their attack in motion. I have to say, that harm spell, that really nullifies a lot of the threat. some of these fights. Assuming I make the touch, which I usually do, it's pretty much just an instant kill. Alright, I believe the druid's in this one. He's the halfling druid. Yeah.
Pleased to see you.
Alright, so he'll head out, go back to a wheel. That's one of the 3 down. Alright, so I'm gonna fight my way through the rest of these spiders to get out of here. Should start encountering phase spiders out here. Yep, there are some of them. Maybe they're in those areas because they're meant to teleport across the water at you. Because if you look at on the map, the little area next to the water that I'm next to, they appeared on 2 of these platforms, and then were not on the other 2. But the area looks like it's designed so that it'll be, like, no matter where you are, you're equidistant from all 3 other areas. Maybe the idea was once you go to one, you'll get attacked by phase spiders, no matter which one you go to. That's kind of an odd choice, especially because the phase spiders in this are inconsistent. They barely ever teleport, even when it would serve them well to do so. Instead, they'll run up and let you get an opportunity attack. What is going on with my voice? Keeps on feeling scratchy. They're so unlike the somewhat terrifying phase spiders of Baldur's Gate 1. That'll teleport, 2 inches to say you've taken a step. And have a poison that'll put you down in like 15 seconds if you don't cure it quick. Alright, well that's the entire cave then. So one minor dungeon is taken care of. The homes of the nymph and Satera probably shouldn't be considered dungeons. I call them that because they're areas filled with loot and like random rooms and stuff with just groups of enemies in them. The types of enemies are different, and technically they're the homes of living intelligent creatures, but I don't know, they still strike me as far as a game is concerned, like from an actual game standpoint, they seem much more like dungeons than anything else. Okay, so let's get some rest again. Most of what's in here is just human and elven slaves that this nymph has taken control of. However, it does have a couple of rooms in which you can find a bunch of Griggs. For anyone that doesn't know, Griggs are super annoying versions of pixies who enjoy pulling pranks and other annoying things. Their favorite thing to do, as soon as combat starts, which always starts with like 8 of them, is immediately go invisible, then hurl, 8 entangle spells at you. So freedom of movement and true sight are both going to be my best friends in this place. The nymph herself, I don't think I'll... No, you don't actually fight her unless you want to. And I only ever kill her when I'm evil, because she's also being driven kind of mad by the spirit. So it's the same thing with that dryad I let stay alive.
Let the earth take you.
Basically, she's taking control of all these people because she's super paranoid.
Only one way out, please.
Well, that was easy. Wow, no loot in this room either. The nymph is worth several hundred experience to kill. And even if you're a good guy and you feel like it, you could make a case for killing her yourself. Because she, I mean, like, her actions, though they might not have been entirely hers on her own, did lead to the deaths of all these innocent people she'd taken control of and thrown at me. But if you were going to judge her for that, you might as well judge yourself for it, too. She's not a human. She's a sentient creature, only to a certain extent, because she's still clearly at the mercy of this Fey monster spirit thing that controls stuff. Right, I didn't put up my stuff. Let's do this now. Did someone just... Gotta be kidding me. Someone's throwing dispels at me? Well, that's annoying. Kill the Grig. Kill this Grig. I think I saw regular... Okay, that's a poison trap. That's a really nasty poison trap in front of that chest. I do remember that thing. Okay, so each of these fairies has dropped a fairy dust, I believe. Yep. Right, that means next time I encounter one of those groups, I'm gonna have to immediately close in on the pixies. Because the Grigs don't try to dispel you, but I did notice there were a couple pixies in this mix. So it's probably them. Frankly, they might not have had time to cast almost any. Full plate plus 3. That's a valuable find. I can make stuff plus 4, but just having plus 3 at all times for when I'm not enchanting it, or when it's run out of enchantment, it's always nice.
Hello.
Alright, so that's another one of the missing druids gone, or freed. And those will be the only 2 druids that that we free this episode. He's supposed to leave, but he never does. He just kind of stands there. Don't worry about it. As long as you get the quest pop up, you have succeeded in that portion of it. Also, if you want to fight as few people as possible, you'll want to beeline it right for the nymph. If you get her to not be hostile anymore, all of these people stop being hostile too. Alternatively, and the way I go through this place, if you would rather have all of the experience, make sure you kill everyone before confronting her. Because the idea is, once you meet her, she won't attack you and then you have to beat her down. She'll try to take control of you, and then it won't work no matter what. The reason for that is because her powers are waning, either because the spirit is dying or because she's just extended them too much to take control of too many people. Alright, so we just got a lock of Triad's hair. That is Sharwin's quest item. So I now have 4 of the quest items I need. The last 2 are in the North Road. Actually, north of the North Road. They're at the Green Griffin Inn area. Alright, I know those dispels took something off of me, but I don't know what. desk and the chest are both blocked. Alrighty, in this door is a human slave she's got that will try to plead for mercy once you hurt him enough to take out. He's stronger than the regular slaves, but not by much. And now you have freed his mind by hurting him. I just let him go. I believe killing him does net you some evil points. I don't know if you actually get evil points for killing the nymph, but I'm fairly certain you do for killing that guy, so if you don't want evil points, and I don't right now,
as you should.
then don't kill him. Or test it and find out for sure, because I'm going entirely off of somewhat memory, but my memory is faulty. There's a number of objects in this place that just don't have any loot on them. And sometimes some Griggs and Pixies spawn in this room, but sometimes they don't. So don't take my relative peaceful jaunt through this room as any, like, assurance that this place is safe. Because most of the time I don't find anything here, but there was one time where there was a whole group of Griggs and Pixies in here. So you just never really know. Alright, so you want to go to this side first. It's another pixie room. Greater Restoration is an awesome spell. It takes the effects of regular Restoration and Lesser Restoration and then combines them with Heal. Pretty much the cure you of everything that could ever possibly be wrong with you spell. We've got a big open room behind this door, with I think the last of her slaves inside. Yeah. And some various loot scattered against walls. Alright, only one locked thing in here. I'm pretty sure that locked chest is also trapped. All three of those doors lead to the same room, so don't worry about which one you open when you go through them, because there is no difference. There's something about the positioning of this room on the map, and in, like, combination with the rest of the area. Alright, chest is not trapped. That always messes with my head. Alright, the nymph should be right there. So she'll try to charm you. It will not work. Alright. So that's your first hint that the cult is actually involved with what's going on here. He's talking to her. That mirror is a surprise jewel that will help us later. And that dagger is important, although there is another one. So basically, she's going to try to talk to me again. She does that. She'll keep trying to talk to you if you stay in the room. So basically, there was a druid that came here a while back. He had that book, the treatise on the spirit of the wood, as well as 2 particular, like, ritual daggers. He believes that you could go reach the spirit of the wood, which is a fey creature that kind of runs the forest, if you went to the ritual pool deep within the heart of the Neverwinter wood and then stabbed yourself in the chest with the dagger. He had, for some reason, I can't remember, he had left the stuff with the dryad, and then some cultist wizards with the dwarven mercenary Relmar showed up and threatened her for information. And when she told them what she knew, they took one of the daggers and left. They all used that dagger to access the spirit area. They messed with the spirit. They took the word of power that it was guarding, that had been there for ages. And then the wizards abandoned Remlar and left. And that's what all the talking with the nymph was about. Alright, so we have, as far as these other side quests go, Satera's house has one of the missing druids, the gem that Eliath wants from her, and she also has the Emascreed Tome of Resonance. Oh, I should throw this on now. +3 full plate, that is like a very high level find. I'm shocked that I found that thing. I mean, even though I am a higher level than normal, that's something else. Sell it. There we go. Alright, so the next part of the wood is where we'll start encountering dire bears more frequently. Let's sell the treatise, so always take that. And then on top of the dire bears, you got other boars and deer and whatnot. Satera's house. Oh, I need to sell that too. Which has... oh, what was it? Elementals, that's right. She's got a bunch of elementals, a few mephits, some invisible stalkers, and I think some stag beetles, and 2 or 3 flesh golems. In the entirety of her house. Most of the elementals aren't a problem. The majority are wind elementals. I think she might have some fire. And assuming they don't spawn in because of some other reason, she should only have 2 water elementals confined to 1 room. Water elementals are worse than most of the others because they have the ability to try to drown you. Right if they see you, they'll like take half their hit points out and hit you with this drown attack that'll just kill you dead if you fail your save. It was because one of my summoned elementals used that ability, actually, that I was able to win a fight against a dragon as a wizard. A particularly brutal dragon that could one-shot me with its breath attack and I couldn't do squat against. Because it was poorly balanced for a mage. But the dragon rolled a 1 on its fortitude save, instantly failed, and drowned. Which it should have been immune to, but it wasn't. Which surprises me. I'm surprised there's anything in this game dragons aren't immune to. Oh, was my endurance taken off? I think endurance was lost when one of those dispel magics hit me.
How do you do?
Alright, that's it for this one then. So we got Satera's house, we'll rescue the last druid, and then we got the Spirit of the Wood. We'll finish up with the East Road. and be ready to move on further north. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.